All right. Well, speaking of kick-ass Duke, we're starting to smack butts and tickle nuts. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Bern Podcasy. That's Liam Reese, a.k.a. Horatio Cornwaller. Either way, let's get it started. Let's get it going. Bern, kicking it to you. Let's recap last week, and let's do it in style, Daddy. Kick it off, Big Daddy.
All right. After last week, we had Liam leading the pack with 42 correct picks. I was in second place with 37. Matt was in third place with 36. So only a couple of picks separating 1 and 3. Guys, let's start with our first Dick Shake and Triple Shake, one that we all thoroughly enjoyed. That was Thursday night. That was the Detroit Lions hammering the Cowgirls of Dallas. Now that's prime time. That's an enjoyable prime time game. Jahmyr Gibbs, I had a must-win fantasy game to make the playoffs. I was playing Jahmyr Gibbs. He took me out behind the garage. He slit my throat. He left my body there. It's still rotting. Gibbs with 3 touchdowns. Absolute monster game. I don't know that he gets the consideration for maybe the best running back in the league this year. There's a lot of Jonathan Taylor talk. Everyone's always high on Bijan. Saquon's always in the conversation. A-Chain is going nuts.
I think they are talking about Gibbs now.
I think they're starting to realize that Gibbs might be the most versatile running back in the NFL, and exactly what Detroit needed to get back on track. They hang around in the wild card race. The Cowgirls are looking a little desperate here, looking like they're going to need to win out, although I think they get to play my Giants and the Commanders. So
they got tough. They got easy road on the way out. I think they have the Vikings too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But that was big dub for Detroit. They were laying 3. They took care of business. 44-30, and the Gibbs was the story of that game by far.
Very nice, love it. Schmigs, anything to add?
No, just he's right. Cowboys are probably getting pretty desperate. Eagles have to win of the remaining games. If they win 3, that's it.
That's a wrap. Yeah.
2 of those games are Commanders and Raiders.
Okay.
So they have to win one real game, really.
Yeah.
They should be able to beat up on 2 teams, then they need to win 1 real game.
Do they play the Commanders once or twice down the stretch?
I think it's twice.
I guess
they might have them twice.
Yeah, we play them twice. Yeah. And no, Zach.
So they don't have to win any real games.
About that later.
Yeah.
Well, but okay. Anything else on this game, Benoit Payud?
No, I think Jahmyr Gibbs summed it up. Next on the list, me and Maddie are going to take the dub here. Liam's going to take the L. The Seattle Seahawks. These guys just don't fuck around. This Darnold to Smith.
What was the spread on this one again? Sorry to interrupt.
He fucking missed. Oh my God, dude.
Atlanta was catching 8.5 at home, and the Seahawks knocked them out 37-9. The Falcons, and for some reason, the spread dropped to 6.5 on the day of the game. I don't know what happened.
Me and Matt were very chippy about this one. Matt was all over me for this one. I was feeling really good at halftime. It was 6-6, and the game was going, I thought, exactly how it was going to. And then the Falcons fell off a fucking cliff, like into the abyss, dude.
Yep. Love seeing it. Seeing it.
And Matt was right. I'll say it. He was right.
I mean, come on. What are we talking here? I was talking out of my ass. I don't really know. I just know the Falcons suck and the Seahawks. But the Seahawks, they got the fucking pogo stick sometimes. Like they win, but sometimes they're turnover city. Sometimes they're not. Burn your thoughts.
Seattle's getting into this position where when they win, they shit kick. They've had now three games this year. They scored 30 in the first half. I think they've scored over 30 in 7 games. When they get on top of you, they get on top of you. They hold the pillow over your face. They smother you out. They're not playing close games.
They don't play down to the level of their opponents sometimes either. They usually play. Yeah, I'm with you there.
They had four interceptions against the Rams and still had a chance to kick a game-winning field goal that they missed. So
unbelievable.
So I think Seattle's for real. Moving right along.
I think the old NFC West, besides the Cardinals, who even Jacoby Brissett's playing on his fucking head.
Sure is.
The NFC West might be the toughest division in football. But Bern, anything else on this game?
No, there wasn't much to say. Like Liam said, that second half was just a runaway.
Love it. Schmigs, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Moving on, Benoit.
All right, next we're going to go to the up and down. I hit this one. You guys did not. I took the Steelers, catching 5.5 in Baltimore. Now, I will say here, there was looked like an Isaiah Likely touchdown that would have put Baltimore up towards the end of the game. Jim Harbaugh says today that his understanding of what a catch in the NFL is about as clear as mud. That's an actual quote. It was close. They ended up determining that he did not make a third step. I didn't know a third step was necessary before the ball gets punched out of your hand.
That was a weird one.
They didn't think that the first two steps were a football move.
That was a touchdown.
I thought
Agreed.
so. I thought so watching it live. But again, I rolled with the Steelers because I don't know if Lamar he just does not look like the same guy out there. And that offense is so much less dynamic when he's not a threat to run the ball.
Yeah.
I've been down on them, even though their schedule was easy coming back. He just doesn't look like the same guy. And so I held my nose and took Pittsburgh and kind of snuck one out there this week.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that the AFC North is still up for grabs is fucking wild. 3 teams can win this thing. 3. Yeah.
Speaking of the AFC North,
Liam, do you have anything on that game?
No, Bern covered it. Fucking Baltimore. I don't know, man. I can't trust them anymore.
They can't get out of their own way, you know?
Yeah. Not wrong. Very good. All right, keep it moving, Benoit. What do you got?
Okay, so I'm guessing here that Cleveland's coach, Stefanski, got assurances that he will be coming back next year as a head coach. Because the final play of that game was such an absolute tankathon, I can't even describe it. First of all, the defense at home, they go down to Liam's detested Tennessee Titans, all right? They're at home. They're 5.5-point favorites. They're against Liam's least favorite team in the league. Titans get him 31-29. Shedeur Sanders comes out. He throws for 3 touchdowns. He's got almost 350 yards. He runs for 1. And then on the final play of the game, as Cleveland is going for a 2-point conversion to tie it up, he's not on the field. They run a wildcat to Quinshawn Judkins and have him throw it. This is beautiful, masterful, elegant tanking. This is tanking at its absolute finest. How you can have a rookie quarterback in his second start throw for 350, 3 tutties, and run one in, and then take him off the field for the game-defining 2-point
He was
conversion.
feeling it. You know what I mean? Like he was feeling it.
They were humming.
Plus, you want him to get that experience, dude.
Yeah.
You want him to win a close one. Last play of the game. What? I don't know what the fuck they were thinking there.
What this would have done for him as an overall player.
Yes, dude. Yes.
You're not even kidding. Yeah.
That's why I think Stefanski has got the guarantee that they're not going to fire him this year, because otherwise, if you're a coach, you can't do that. You got to win that
you
game.
Can't sacrifice.
You got to put as many dubs on the board as possible.
Yeah.
So he clearly got the message from ownership. Try to lose this game if you can. Prime was in the stadium. How do you think Prime was feeling when Shedeur wasn't on the field?
Oh, buddy. I saw a thing online where it's Stefanski did this, so he's doing this intentionally so that they think that it's Shedeur that's the problem and not him. But it's clearly the coach. Shedeur was playing. Yeah. So, all right, good. What else, Liam? Anything else on this game?
No, exactly what I said. They're doing a huge disservice to Sanders, and I did not like that at all.
Bern, you good on this one?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's move it.
Next, we're going to go to a dub for Liam here. Maddie and I took the Colts on the road, laying 1.5 to the Jerksonville Jaguars. And the dream is done. The Cinderella, the glass slipper is broken, and then the other glass slipper tore its Achilles.
Yep.
Danny Dimes with one leg's broken, one leg's a snapped Achilles. There was actually chatter today of Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement.
He practiced there, right?
He practiced there.
He worked out.
Ex-quarterback Riley Leonard, Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard, who came into the game, also showed up on the injury report with a knee injury today. They have, they have one dude on the practice squad. They have one quarterback on their practice squad. That's it. So the Texans are coming. The Jags just got him again. Indy
Yeah.
has not won a game in Jacksonville since 2016.
No shit.
Since
Really?
Andrew fucking Luck was the last guy to win a game in Jacksonville.
Great stat.
Didn't know
Great
that.
stat.
I wish I knew that before.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville makes absolute mincemeat out of them.
I mean, they're a 9-win team now, aren't they? Aren't they a 9-win team?
Yeah, 36-19 Jacksonville.
Unbelievable.
And that South, we thought the South would be tight. We just thought Indy would be involved in it. They're technically still around, but I don't see a path for them making their way through. This is coming down to Jacksonville and Houston, I think.
Yeah, Liam, is Jacksonville a real team, or what are we talking here?
After that, yes. I mean, not even after that. Dude, they keep winning games. There's no argument to be made. They're top of their division, and they seem to keep rolling. I think they have an easy game next week, so they're not going to take a step back, you know?
Yeah. I think they've won 4 or 5 in a row. And they beat other teams that are hovering around the bottom of that wild card. They beat the Chiefs they have a bunch of tiebreakers that are really important for other teams who might be sniffing around a wild card. So you might be able to pencil the Jags in sooner rather than later. Moving on to an absolute mess. 2 teams that are just taking turns being the messiest team in the league. We got the Washington Commodes. Truly. Might have to change those names to shitters. Versus Minnesota. I was saying this to Matt earlier. We all took Washington. That was a triple shake. We all lost on this one. I don't think I have been correct since we started doing this in week 8 in a Minnesota game. Whether I've picked them or picked against them, I think I've been wrong every single time.
Yeah, they're so annoying.
Wasn't close. McCarthy, again, looked okay. What was his final? 31-0? 31-0?
Yeah, a big old shutteroony on this one.
Daniels goes down on the same elbow that they've been keeping him out for weeks. Commies fans are furious because they were like,
and not the worst injury of the week of the game.
No, but Commies fans were like, just put him on the shelf. Just put him on the shelf. Keep him on the shelf. We're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. And he goes down on the same elbow again early in that game. And then I feel bad for you guys because I'm sure there is a very, very special place in your heart for
Ertz. So good, Daddy. Ertz
Mr.
so
Ertz.
Good. That was
out there,
brutal.
Like 12th, 13th season, playing his ass off on a team that's not going anywhere. Probably like the voice in the locker room. Great veteran presence. Still playing his dick off. And that injury looked not great.
That's
Liam,
probably it for him. That's probably the end of the road for him.
Yeah, let me ask you, Liam, where do the Commodes go from here? Can they bounce back next year? Do they have the infrastructure without Ertz, without Jalen being healthy? Like, what are we doing?
They better draft well because don't they have a really old team too?
They have the oldest team in the NFL. The oldest team in the league.
Yes.
Yeah, they better. They're in trouble, dude. They are.
Big time. They're the Commodes for a reason.
Now, what I like about that is obviously we root for teams in their same division. Jaden Daniels had a phenomenal rookie season. Looks like they're going to waste his whole rookie contract.
Yeah.
Which is when you want to strike, when he's super cheap. So going into next year, they're going to have to do a full rebuild. And then by that point, he's going to be looking for an extension. So hopefully
if they don't destroy him first, like they did with RG3, this is not a good look for Commanders. They've been down this road before. And I don't know. This just reminded me of that. Reminded a lot of people of that.
Yeah. New ownership, same issues.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. But they stink. The Vikings are impossible to gauge. You're absolutely right. But anything else on this game?
Nope.
Love it. Move it.
Justin Jefferson, 2 catches for 11 yards. I mean, he's got to be banging his head off the locker.
I'll tell you, JJ
he's got 2 catches.
I'll tell you this, balanced attack. They had 24 planned rushes and 23 pass attempts. JJ went 16 for 23, 163 yards and 3 tuggers under the blanket. So not a bad day. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you're Justin Jefferson, 2 receptions for 13 2 receptions for 13 yards. It's just brutal. But either way, let's keep it moving. What do we got next, Benoit?
Next, we got Maddie. Maddie gets the best of me and Liam here. We got the Miami Dolphins, who were giving the Jets 2.5 at home. Liam and I like the Jets. I don't even know who the quarterback was once Tyrod Taylor got knocked out of this game. He sounded like I can't remember the guy's name, but it sounded like he was auto-generated in a Madden.
Yeah.
And the Jets.
Brady Cook.
Was that his name? Brady Cook. Brady
Yeah.
Cook is a Madden auto-generated.
It is a quarterback sounding name, at least.
It is.
You know?
It is. But
It's
Dolphins,
a pretty what I mean, yeah, pretty. I don't know. He's no
Like, you think of
Connor
generic
Tanner.
white QB when you hear Brady Cook. So
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, surprised he didn't play for Notre Dame. You know,
34-10, Miami staying pesky. They're
dude,
staying
won
pesky.
4 out of the last 5. Tua only got 21 chances to throw the ball. A-Chain really. I mean, they really let Jalen Wright run all over it. A-Chain only had 7 carries.
Banged up. AJ got hurt.
Yeah,
So we're waiting to see what that injury is for A-Chain.
No, I don't. But the fact is, I mean, I know it's the Jets, but they didn't have their established runner with A-Chain, and they still, they
Still kept pounding it.
Yeah, they lived on the run. That's all they did. Lived on the run. Don't let Tua fuck it up too much. And I know they played the Jets, but it is a division game, and these are tough to get. Tough to do. So, but I mean,
Also,
the Patriots have run away with this division. There's no catching up. If anything, if Miami wins out, maybe a playoff, but they have to win out to do it.
Also, Miami, who is a team that is notoriously not good in the weather, we're playing in New York this week, and it was not nice up there. It was cold, it was snowy, it was weather, and they still managed to get it done. So, Miami just refuses to go away. Just refusing to go away.
Liam, what are your chances for Miami to win any more games if A-Chain is injured?
Oh gosh, that's slim to none. I mean, he was their identity.
Yeah,
it's like that player where you're literally losing the identity of your offense, and
go ahead.
That puts the ball in Tua's hands to like make something happen.
Oh, that's the last thing you want to do.
I don't trust that.
Who does Miami have left?
So on the way out, they play the Steelers next week in Pittsburgh. Then they're home for the Bengals, home for the Bucks, and then they finish the season in New England. So
the only game they have a chance
3 out of 4 winnable, and the Patriots might be sitting people in the last game. Who knows?
Honestly, I think the only game they have a real shot of winning there, I mean, maybe Pittsburgh, probably New England, and it's probably because New England's not playing anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think they'll beat the Bengals?
No, I think the Bengals are. I think the Bengals are.
You think the Bengals are going to go on a tear?
Are cooking now that they got.
I think they're going to go on a tear. Okay, all right. Hey, love it. Little controversy then. All right, love it. All right, good. What else we got, Benoit? We good on this game?
Yeah. Speaking of Cincy, another win. Just by luckily for Matt, he's got that extra dick skin. He gets one over me and Liam. We took Buffalo. He took Cincy. The spread was 5.5. Buffalo won by 5, 39-34 in Buffalo. Matty takes the dub there. That hurts Cincy's playoff chances, obviously. They pretty much needed to win out to get there. But I think Burrow's the kind of guy who's like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to go try to win every game I possibly can. Another Josh Allen game where it's just like you're just scratching your head being like, is this guy the best football player I've ever seen? Can he do it 2 or 3 weeks in a row? I don't know. But, man, he's had a couple games this year where it's just like, I can't. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah,
he's like Elway wrapped up with Culpepper, wrapped up with like. Yeah, I mean, he does a little bit of everything.
Touch a little McNibby in there. Put a touch of McNibby.
Touch of McNibby. I was going to say a little Cunningham.
Oh God, just the way he alludes.
Yeah, and his size, just his size and his bulk.
Big. Oh. Haley Steinfeld must be walking bow-legged, Daddy. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
But Josh Allen, 22 for 28, 251 yards, 3 tuggers in the air, and 1 tugger on the ground. He had 9 rushes for 78 yards. James Cook, 18 carries for 80 yards. Not a bad day. But then if you look at your guy, Joe Shiesty, 25 for 36, 284. He had 4 tuggers in the air, and then he had 2 picks also, and he was sacked once. So, I mean, he's slinging it. Joe Shiesty's slinging it. They're able to hang in Buffalo. It's only his second game back. They do have to do some winning on the way out, though. No question about it. Liam, what are your thoughts on Cincinnati winning the way out and possibly getting into the playoffs?
That division is such a mess, dude.
It's a mess.
I guess Pittsburgh's going to sneak in again,
Well, they have 3 division games on the way out.
Huh?
The Bengals have 3 division games on the way out.
I know, but I'm sorry. Even with Burrow coming back. I don't see it. I see Pittsburgh taking that division. I don't know. I don't
I
think
hate it.
I don't think Cincy can pull it off. I'm sorry.
You're probably right.
They have issues with their defense, you know.
Yeah, you're probably right, and I just hate the fact that the 8-win Steelers are going to win their division again. They win 8 games every year.
You and me both. I am no Steelers fan, that's for sure.
I will tell you what, though. You got 7 passing touchdowns in a game that had 3 inches of snow on the field the whole time. Guys were slipping and sliding. Both these quarterbacks played exceptionally well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I needed a TD from Cook, and everybody's throwing the ball all over the fucking place in the snow.
Right.
Yeah, you think like David Rand?
Yeah.
Thought it would be
all
running. But I think
that was a shady snowball, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That was the national game. That was one of the more fun games I've watched.
Yeah. Everyone loves
it was good.
All right. Good stuff. What do we got next, Benoit?
Next, here's a victory for old Uncle Bernie right here. New Orleans goes to Tampa Bay.
What are
Tampa
we
Bay
doing, NFC South?
8.5 at home, loses this game outright 24-20. Tyler Shuck outplays Baker Mayfield, who I've been saying for weeks I really think is hurt. His drop off from the first half of the season, the second half of the season.
Seriously.
He doesn't
push when he
look
shits.
like himself. Yeah. He just does not look like the same guy. And Tyler Shuck quietly looks pretty competent, man. I don't know why it took the Saints 7 weeks to get him in there. I don't even remember who their starter was before that. Like, that's how bad the guy was.
It was the Rattler.
Oh, it was. It was Rattlesnake. It was the Rattlesnake. The Rattler.
I mean, you know, they did also, like, they had 19, you know, they balanced attack. Again, the Saints balanced attack. Shuck only threw the ball 20 times. You know what I mean? He had two rushes, or he had 2 touchdowns on the ground, none in the air, but he only threw the ball 20 times. So they're not turning the ball over a ton. He had 1 pick, but like they're not letting him make mistakes in the air. Devin Neal had 19 carries and a touchdown. Like, they really stuck to the run game here, and that's a big reason why they won. Balanced attack. How many times we got to Hey, when do you start listening to NFL? Balanced attack. Christ. Liam, your thoughts? Do the Saints have a chance to win this division?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Maybe if they win out. Dude, what does it say? Nah, they have to be one of the teams that when you check, it just says eliminated. They have to be. There's no way they don't even have a 1%. There was a couple when I was checking where it said the team had like a less than 1% chance, but the Saints have to be one of the teams that are already mathematically eliminated.
Yeah.
They have
I know
to.
The Giants and the Commies are both in that category in the NFC.
What, the negative, the less than 1%?
No, like the 0%.
Completely eliminated.
Chance. Yeah. 3 wins, not going to do it in the NFC this year. Fellas, we got 2 heartbreaking triple shakes in a row. Let's start with the game that was more fun. Green Bay, Chicago. We all took Chicago catching 6.5. They ended up losing this game by 7. The Jekyll and Hyde Packers. I'll tell you what, this was another really good game. Green Bay jumped up on them early. The Bears looked really, really solid in the second half.
Well, the Bears almost had that, right?
They
almost covered for us at the very end. Did. That was rough, dude. Yeah. That was a bad beat.
Fantasy North battle.
Oh, if you think that's a bad beat, wait till we get to the next game.
Yeah, I already know.
What do we got on this one?
What's coming next? Listen, both these teams are playoff teams. They both deserve to be in the playoffs. The NFC North, it's going to be weird because the NFC North and the NFC West can't all get 3 teams in.
Yeah,
the math doesn't work that way. So, like, either the Niners or the Lions, like right now, are sitting on the outside, and they're both 8-9 win teams. So the NFC playoff race is going to be really, really insane coming down
this year.
I think it's pretty clear the South's getting 1, the East is getting 1, and then everything else is coming from those 2 divisions.
Yeah.
That's where the real action is going to be.
Yeah.
Dude, the Bucs are in first at 7-6. That division is a fucking mess.
Well, they're tied. I mean, they're in first, but it's only because they have the win over the Panthers. But the Panthers are also 7-6 out of nowhere. You know,
and they played
Dude, but this Rams and Seahawks are both 10-win teams, and the Niners have 9 wins. And then the
Yeah.
Packers and Bears both 9-win teams, and the Lions have 8 wins, and the Packers have that tie, which might help them in the end of the
Probably will.
season.
It probably will.
Almost certainly will.
Yeah,
It's funny.
this was a good game.
It'll be the thing that helps the Packers and stinks the Cowboys, and that's just fine with me.
Yep.
Absolutely fine with me. Liam, are the Packers going to show little dick skin on the way out, or are they just going to pogo us?
No, I think Packers are gonna.
You think they're going to take over the division from the Bears?
Yeah, it's looking that way. I think. Like Bears were pretty fired up, but that tie I think is going to come into play. I really do.
Yeah.
Also, Josh Jacobs is absolutely the kind of guy you want running the ball in cold weather. I mean, not to take anything away from the Bears. Did you see Managai knock the paint off that dude's helmet the other day? I mean, that game was cold. That was awesome. But the Packers, they got back Christian Watson and Jaden Reed. And we talk about how the Packers have a bunch of number 2 receivers. Those 2 guys make all the difference in the world. Those are their best 2 receivers. They've got them healthy on the field at the same time. Reed is a problem in the slot. Christian Watson is going all over the field. They finally got their battery back. And it's crazy how much better Love has when he has that, inside-outside option,
Yeah, not wrong. All right, good stuff. What do we got next?
Next, we have what I think should be criminally investigated. I think Pete Carroll should be criminally investigated. I think the officials should be criminally investigated. I think this is one of the worst beats in the history of gambling that I have ever seen in my life.
It is.
Guys,
bad.
We triple shook on the Denver Broncos, given the Raiders 7.5 in Las Vegas. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This game is squarely 24-14 Denver with 16 seconds to go and the Raiders on their own 44-yard line. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the play happens. The clock starts. We're down to 15. We're down to 14. Gino, he's scrambling around. He's looking for someone. He throws a 25-yard ball down the field. Receiver tries to make a move, goes down. Game over, right? Game over. No timeouts.
Most
Game
likely.
over. But wait, a delay of game penalty is called on the Denver Broncos for laying on the receiver. Which stops the clock with 4 seconds to go. And in a 10-point game, Pete Carroll trots out his field goal unit to kick a walk-off field goal to drop this game to a 7-point margin.
Yep.
You think Pete Carroll knew the spread going into that game? He had to, right?
Don't know why else you would do that.
He lives in Vegas.
Yeah.
He knows the fucking spread.
And that is why I think a criminal investigation needs to be launched. The officials who called that delay of game penalty to stop the clock, like you just let the game end at that point, guys.
Yeah.
You let it end.
Nothing happened. Yeah.
This was a bullshit. This was a bullshit. Yeah, we all got. Hey, Vegas got one over on this one. Too many people took fucking. Took the Denver to cover. So either way.
Exactly.
Liam, is Denver the toast of the West? What are we doing here?
Yes, they are. I think they're a very good football team. Yeah, they're definitely they're going deep this year. Yeah.
And
Horatio Cornwaller says it's true.
Credit to Sean Payton too. Like it's one thing to have that dynasty, not dynasty. Obviously not dynasty. They won 1 Super Bowl, but like that run he had with the Saints and Drew Brees. But
they were a powerhouse every year.
Yeah, but like Sean Payton can build a team. And given a little bit of time and given the resources, he identified Nix. That's the guy he wanted. He's built this squad. The defense is something that Denver always hangs their hats on. And I think Denver's, Denver next week. I don't want to look ahead too far, but next week we got Denver Green Bay, and that is a fascinating game.
That's probably the game of the week.
Yeah.
Big time. That'll be a big one for everybody.
Guys,
what do we got
good
next?
news. Our last Dick Shake and Triple Shake of the week. We were all smart enough to take the Los Angeles Rams, laying 7.5 to the home Cardinals. And this game was a 45-17 Rams victory. And I'm here to tell you, the Rams could have scored 70 if they wanted to. There was nothing the Cardinals can do. Your boy Jacobs is doing what Jacobs can do, but Jacobs can't play defense, Matt. He can't play defense, and neither can anybody else on the goddamn Cardinals. And when the Rams start humming, I feel like they're the
Oh,
scariest offense in the entire NFL.
buddy. They're brutal.
And
Brutal.
this was with a subpar game from Devontae Adams. I think he only had a couple catches, but Puka's a monster. You put him
Such a
anywhere.
monster.
They mix the run and the pass so well. Stafford is so smart. He's so smart and so experienced. The Rams are gearing up to be a pretty scary squad.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I mean, we got so lucky against them the first time. They were our toughest game in the playoffs last year.
That was a block field goal, right?
In the playoffs, or
this year.
No, this year.
Earlier this year. Yeah. And then they were the toughest game in the playoffs last year, without question, in the snow. It was a battle, great game, but yeah, they are humming on like you wouldn't believe. They
Great
had
coach.
two.
Great coach.
Great coach. Blake Corum, Kyron Williams, Ronnie Rivers all had good days running the ball. They're balanced attack. I mean, not like we've brought it up before, but it makes a difference. Liam, what are your thoughts on the Rams to win it all?
Rams are a very good choice to win it all. We were just talking about Broncos. I see Broncos Rams right now. Like if I had to put it all on two teams to make it, it would be those two right now.
God, I mean, the Broncos, the Seahawks, and the Niners are all probably they could all make the playoffs hypothetically, and I don't want to play a goddamn single one of them. I'll tell you right now, I don't want to play a damn single one of them. But that does it for this game. What do we got next? Benoit Payut-Kase.
One more game. You guys are going to get me on this. I decided to put my faith in the Kansas City dynasty and think maybe they could pull one out at home. And I'm not going to lie to you.
Dude.
This game started, or Kansas City was laying 3.5 at home to Houston, which, speaking of defenses, maybe the only defense in the league that rivals Denver.
Yeah.
These guys are monsters.
If not better,
if
right
not
now.
Better. That's what I mean. They're in the same conversation.
Yeah.
The Chiefs lose another tackle on the first play of the game and are down to like their 9th, 10th, 6th, 9th, 10th, and 12th offensive linemen on their depth chart. And somehow we're able to hang around this game. They ended up losing 20-10. 3 picks. Although I will say 2 of those picks were off Travis Kelce's face mask. I mean,
buddy,
Rashid Rice dropped a couple huge balls. They just, all the things that the Chiefs used to pull out, they're not pulling out. You know what I mean?
They played too much ball, man. The luck's running out.
Yeah.
That's certainly what it seems, because I think last year they were 11-1 in 1-score games, and this year they're losing all of them. Houston, I thought, would totally dominate. Other than the deep ball, Mahomes still looks like Mahomes. You just can't connect on a deep ball, man. You just can't. That deep ball is just gone. Kelce is absolutely like not even the laundromat, man. Take him to the dry cleaner and pick him up in 5 days. You can't even wash him anymore. He's got to be carefully dry cleaned. He's just, it's over. It's over. And I hate to say it because I do like Kelce, and I liked Kelce a lot before he became this, famous Taylor Swift guy. I just like him because I got him in fantasy every year, and he was like my secret weapon until he got really popular. I like the Kelce bros. I like their pod. I like Kelce. It doesn't bring me any joy to say it, but he's got balls hitting him in the hands on 3rd downs, and he couldn't haul him in, man. Couldn't haul him in. I think he had one catch for 8 yards yesterday.
Well, he's in his head right now too.
He's got to get back to football. Liam, is there a chance for the Chiefs to resurrect and do anything to make the playoffs? They're 6-7.
I think this is the end of the road. I think
the dynasty's done.
I think they're in trouble.
I don't know.
They got a tough division game next week. It's not looking good for them. Put it that way.
Yeah, I don't know if they're mathematically eliminated, but they're probably one of those less than 2% or less than 1% teams. Like, so many things would have to going into this game. They had to win, and they needed some help. So now the things that would need to happen in perfect form for them to make the playoffs are almost statistically impossible.
Chiefs' current probability of making the playoffs is 13%.
Okay, 13%.
That's brutal.
Dang.
Man. Okay. Anything else on this game?
No, it's just the end of also Kelce's going to be gone. Big Red's about to turn 70. Mahomes is about to
Jesus.
go. Mahomes is about to go into his 30s. I mean,
Yeah.
if he wants, if we want to keep up these Brady or Mahomes conversations, they're going to need to have like 3 perfect drafts in a row. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like 3 perfect drafts in a row, which is what the Patriots did for Brady's second act. They just had 3 great drafts in a row, and all of a sudden we're able to completely rebuild, that team.
Also, I mean, not to mention halfway through his career, Brady got injured and got to take a whole season off. If
Do,
Mahomes got that, maybe he'd come back a little more fresh. Who knows?
do you want to hear the stupidest Brady stat I've ever heard?
Tell me.
They broke down Brady versus Joe Montana,
Okay.
but they broke down Brady's first 10 years versus Joe Montana, and Brady
Okay.
was slightly more successful. Then they broke down Brady's second 10 years versus Joe Montana, and Brady was slightly more successful. Brady had 2 Joe Montana careers. He had Joe Montana's
Unbelievable.
career
Crazy.
twice. Twice.
That's unreal. That is unreal. There's no question he's the greatest ever. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not even an argument
Yeah.
anymore. Love hearing it. All right, that's great. Is
Uh,
that all the games then, Benoit Payud?
Last game of the week, I took myself some San Diego
Superchargers.
Superchargers.
They're
You guys,
winning right now because we're playing like a bag of donkey dicks.
they were catching 3 when I took them. They were only catching 1.5 today. I don't know why that changed. Maybe just because they realized Herbert was definitely going to play. But
And the Eagles are gay.
Chargers are currently winning 13-9 with 3:15 to go, although it seems to me by Liam's reaction something good just happened. I'm about
No, they crushed Herbert. He fumbled, but Chargers picked it back up.
all right.
Of
So we got
course.
a 4-point Chargers lead with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter here. So anything can happen. This game's
A lot
still
of game
very,
left. A
very
lot of
live.
game left,
A lot of
boys. A
game.
lot of game. All right, good stuff. So let's keep it moving then. Great job on that segment, Benoit Payud. We're kicking it to you, LaSchmigley. What do you got for this week, Daddy?
All right, the Thursday game is going to be Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is favored by 5.5. After watching that Atlanta game, they appeared to be dead in the water, so there is no way I can take them in this game. And Tampa Bay's got to get it done right now. We were
They
just
got to do
talking
something.
about, so
Yeah.
I'll take Tampa Bay minus 5.5.
I'm with you on this. I'd love to see Baker bounce back. He gets on the pogo stick sometimes. I know his hip pointer's hurt, and when your hip pointer's hurt, you can't push when you shit. So he's
That
having
sounds
some trouble.
miserable.
Oh,
That
it's
sounds
miserable. It's
miserable.
buddy. It's just basically when it's about to plop out kind of
A,
situation.
a, a
Brutal
good
stuff.
shit is one of the few like universally agreed upon
Oh,
human
buddy,
joys
come
in
on.
life. You
Come
know,
on. Man or woman or dog. Everybody
it doesn't
knows a
matter.
good shit is it's a day changer.
It's
But
good
either
day.
way,
Exactly.
I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because the Falcons are frauds. So what do you got there, Benoit?
Yeah, triple shake on that. Tampa Bay needs
Need it.
this game. They need it.
Needs it.
They
Carolina's
need it.
barking. Arr, 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 barking at
Yeah,
their heels,
they
Daddy.
sure are.
Yeah,
Sure are.
and Atlanta is not. They're not it. No Drake London
They're-
still. I don't see why they bring him back for the rest of the season. So they can't stretch the field. Not that Cousins
Yep.
really can anyway. Who do we see as
Yeah.
the quarterback there next year after Penix had his 13th knee injury in 5 years? I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe we spoke too
Maybe
soon.
Diego Pavia. Who knows?
yeah, they
Maybe
got some problems over there, dude.
maybe we spoke too soon. We kept sending Kyler Murray to the Raiders, but Kyler in a dome, you know what I mean? In that shitty
mad at
NFC
it.
South, that might not be a terrible landing spot for him.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. What's next, LaSchmigs?
All right, next we got Cleveland at Chicago. Chicago
Oh.
is favored by 7.5.
Yeah.
The Browns offense stinks. 29th
Yep.
in the league, points scored.
Miles Garrett
Yeah,
is
you
their
gotta
defense.
take Chicago here. And still, like we said, they are like clawing for that
Yeah.
division. So
Division.
it's
Yeah.
Chicago 7.5. I'll take Chicago.
I'm with you. I think, it's at home in Chicago. It's a bounce back
Yeah.
game. I really see Chicago coming in, wing dinging them. Bern, what are you thinking? Benoit?
Thinking of zagging here.
7 and a hook, you say?
7 and a hook, Daddy. 7 and a hook in Chi-Town.
Give me the dog pound.
Oh,
Dog pound
Give me the
dogs for
dog pound.
Benoit. Getting a
Yeah.
Zagging it
zag
up.
here. Zagging it
Little
up.
zag for the
Little
kiddos.
zag nut. Our first little zag nut. Love it. All right, what do you got next with Schmigley?
All right, next we got Arizona at Houston. Houston is
Oh,
favored by 9.5. It's a big spread,
can,
but Houston's defense, I mean, is
they're
making them
just.
that's
I
making
love
them look
Jacobs.
all but unstoppable. So
Yeah.
I know Jacoby Brissett's your boy, but
Are they going to score 10 points
I
more? Are they going to
think
win by 10 points?
I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble. I know this is
Oh,
boring.
Jacoby's going to be injured
I
this
just
game. What are
took
we talking
the
about?
favorites. I just took the favorites. I'm taking it 3 times in a row. Give me Houston minus the 9.5.
I think Houston could probably win by. You know what? No. I'm going to bet on my boy. Can I make 2 bets on this one? Can we do 2 bets? I want to bet that I will bet that the Cardinals will cover, and I want to
Hmm.
put 200 plus yards for my boy Jacoby because I believe in him that they're going to cover and he's going to get 200 plus
Against
against
Houston's
arguably the
D, you
best
think
defense.
he's okay?
Hey, that's belief in Jacoby. Burn your thoughts. Do you believe? Do
Matty,
you believe?
I believe in Jacoby, and I think you're going to win one of those bets. It's not going to be the one that involves Houston laying 9.5 points. I think CJ Stroud, actually, while you didn't really see it on the stat sheet, played a really smart game in Kansas City. Give me Houston. Their defense is a monster, and their offense looks like they're starting to get back. Although I think Chubb got banged up, didn't come
Yeah,
back. But Woody Marks looked pretty good after that. Nico Collins is a problem. I'm going to go Houston here.
love it. All right, let's move it on. What do you got next there, Schmigs?
Next, we have LA Chargers at Kansas City.
Oof.
Kansas City is favored by 4.5 because they are like desperate for this game. They keep,
And it's at Kansas City, you said?
yeah, they keep having KC favored,
By too much.
and I think they are in a lot of trouble, dude. And
Yeah,
even if
agreed.
Kansas City wins this game, I think it's by a field goal. So I'll take the Chargers with the points. Chargers
Agreed.
plus 4.5.
Yeah, I'm with you on this too, Schmigs. I'm taking the Chargers. The Chiefs are dead in the water. There's no blanket for Mahomes anymore. It's just it's run its course. Division game. Chargers need it more than the Chiefs do. They want to win this division or have a chance to at least. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Benoit, your thoughts?
Yeah, I always try to guess all the lines before I actually look at them. I guess
Hmm.
this line Chiefs minus 2.5.
Yeah,
4.5 is too much. Too much. Give
too
me the
much.
Chargers.
Too
Shake it up.
much. San
Shake
Diego
it up,
shaking
boys.
it up. Love a good shake. Hey, nice little shake here, boys. Shake it up here, boys. Good stuff.
Shaking it
Liam, what do you
up.
got next?
Next, we have Baltimore at Cincinnati.
Oh,
Baltimore is favored by 2.5.
I don't know.
I,
I
I
just don't
I'm
know.
having a hard time trusting Baltimore. Dude,
Same.
they're
I've been
31st in the
trusting since
league for
Prop
pass
Joe.
completions. That's crazy. To me, that's a crazy number.
What was that
So
stat?
the Baltimore is 31st in the league in completions.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Daddy.
yikes is right. That's not a stat I would think was, pertain to Baltimore. So
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, division game. Give me the home team with the points. I'll take Cincinnati plus 2.5.
Nice. I'm with you. I like Joe Shiesty here. I want to see Cincy make a run. Playing with my heart here a little bit because I'm picking the guns I want to. But yeah, I just don't think Baltimore's real. Benoit, what are your thoughts? Is Baltimore real?
No, we're shaking. I would have taken Cincinnati if they
Ugh.
were in Baltimore. I think
Yeah.
Cincinnati absolutely stomps them out. They're 31st in the league in completions, and Lamar can't run. No
Oof.
chance,
Yeah.
man. Can't do
Daddy.
it. Can't do it.
Daddy.
I'm
Love it.
fading Baltimore so hard down the stretch.
Fade him.
Yeah.
Fade him.
This might be
Fade
it
him,
for
Daddy.
Harbaugh as well.
Harbra.
That
All
is
right.
We might be losing
that
Harbaugh and
that is
Tomlin
possible.
as coaches from
Yeah.
that division, which is going
Love
to
it.
be insane.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. What's next, Schmigs?
Next, we got the New York Jets at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Woo!
The Jaguars are favored by 11.5 points.
Ooh. Brady Cook at the helm again?
Yeah, I mean, Jets don't have a quarterback, and their defense is bad.
And
Jacksonville's
Jacksonville
probably
seems
going
to
to
be
cover
playing
the 11
legit.
and a half. Whatever, dude, I'll take it. It's a lot of points, but I'll take Jacksonville.
Yeah, one thing I learned early on as a kid is you don't bet on the Jets ever. So I'll take Jaguar. Shout out Tony Khan, owner of AEW. But yeah, I'm taking the Jags because they seem to be playing good ball. I mean, call me Mark Brunell. I'm taking the Jags. Burn your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Jets.
Whoa.
You
Is the
zagging,
Jets
you little
2 weeks in a
zagger?
row?
2 weeks in a row.
You fucking zagged on us.
Guys, I think there are some monster spreads this week, and
There are.
they're not all gonna cover.
Yeah.
This is the trappiest trap. Jacksonville does work on the road, comes home
Wow.
against an inferior opponent.
Wow.
Trappity trap. That being said, this could easily be a 27-17 Jacksonville wins going away, and the Jets score some garbage dick points at the end. 11.5 is a lot for a team I don't love.
Yeah.
I mean, but the Jets just.
I know.
Whatever.
I know.
Zag all you want. You're a zagger now. You're Bernie Zags.
Well,
All
I go
right, what's
last.
next?
So, like,
All right.
sometimes it seems like I'm zagging, but if I was going earlier, I wouldn't be such a zag, because
You're a zag. You're always a zag. You should be John Stockton because all you do is go to Gonzaga all the time. All right.
Oh,
Zag?
nice.
Colt 45 and 2
And 2
zags, baby.
zags.
That's all I need.
All right. Very nice. What's next, Schmigley?
All right, next we got Buffalo at New England.
Game of
Buffalo
the
is
week,
Buffalo.
maybe?
Buffalo is favored by 1.5.
Yikes. What? At New England?
Yes, at New England, Buffalo is favored 1.5.
My guess for this game was New England by 1.5.
Vrabel is chomping at the bit for this one.
New England's defense is pretty good. They're fifth in the league, points allowed.
New England's everything's good right now.
And I mean, division game at home. To me, this one could go either way. So I'm just taking the strength of being the home team. So I'll take New England plus 1.5.
I think Vrabel is going to take this is bulletin board material for Vrabel. They're dogs at home against the Bills, who have a better record than and beat earlier in the year. And
New England, I'm sure, still wants that bye. So
yeah, dude. This is bulletin board material. Vrabel's going to take and run with to the damn moon. These guys, this is bad news, and they're coming off a bye, Oh, Patriots are going to come out and dirt stomp, Daddy. They're going to come out and send a message. This is a message. I'm taking the Pats all day, Daddy. Pats all day. Bird.
A Colt 45 and 2 zigzags.
What are we doing? You are a zag nut right now, Bird.
This is the coin flip. Coin flipping. Pistol whipping. Straight tripping.
Saquon the chef.
So Jesus. I've determined that Liam is ahead of me by about 6 seconds. His first I was coming out of commercial break. There you go. There you go, boys. There you go.
That's more like it, huh?
That's what you're trying to do here.
Love it. All right. What's next, Schmigley?
All right. Next, we got probably the stinker of the week. We got Washington at New York. New York is favored by 2.5.
Ain't no probably about it, baby. Ain't no probably about it.
I'll tell you, Bern. I like your Vagiants here. Liam, what are you thinking?
I'm going to take Washington only because the points. Like
2.5?
Maybe a team wins by 1 because of missed extra point or something like that. I'll take any edge I can get here because I can't find one between these two teams that I want to hold on to.
You think it's going to be that close?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
What about the Giants makes you think they're going to run away with it?
I mean, we're talking about the same team, Commanders team, that got fucking goose-egged by the Vikings last week.
Yeah, and they hung in there with the Broncos the week before.
Yeah, but what happened? Where's Mariota? No Mariota. Mariota's back. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what, Liam?
Bern, we already know who you're taking.
Write it down, Liam.
Yeah.
Write it down. You're a fucking commodes guy now. You're
Liam a Giants guy.
I called him the Vagiants. I don't love them.
I hate the Giants. Dude, everyone hates the Cowboys. I fucking hate the Giants more. I don't know why
I'll
anybody.
tell you, when I had season tickets, they were the rougher games by
Yeah,
far.
I used to hate the Giants
Oh, I
so
hate the
much,
fucking
dude.
Giants because they're from New Jersey and they come down here
When they
in their
were Tiki
fucking Land
Barber and
Rovers
yeah,
wearing
Tiki
their
First of
Barber and
North
all,
Face.
Strahan and
I don't give a
oh
shit
my
about
Yeah.
gosh.
Tiki Barber can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned.
Strahan I
Fuck
hated
Tiki
so
Barber.
much too, and their
Oh,
defense and
I
oh
Well,
mean, we
gosh.
had
well,
Shockey syndrome for so long because I
Uh
hated him, but if he was a bird, I would have loved him.
yeah.
Strahan's going to lose his sack record this year to Miles Garrett. That's coming. That's for sure.
All right, well,
Mhm.
I'm taking the Giants. Liam, you're wrong again. 2 weeks in a row, you're wrong about the Commodes. Fucking
All right.
Liam Commode, you're fucking Mr. Commodes over here all of a sudden. But Bernie, what are you doing? Being
You know what?
mediocre with the
What do you know?
Commodes?
You know what I'm doing? I'm having the most fun I've had all season writing NYG under Maddie's name. That's the most fun I've had all season.
How about it, Daddy?
That's the most
Yeah, even
fun.
a garbage can gets a steak. You know what I mean?
I'm taking the G, man. Come on now.
Love it, love it, love it. Want more of it? Very good. What's next, Liam? You picking another Commodes team?
Okay, now this is the last of the 1 o'clock games. We got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 12 and a half.
Oh shit! I don't know. Fuck. I mean, what are you doing, Liam? Talk to me.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
even
taking
that
them.
even though the Eagles are struggling, this is the Raiders we're talking about here. If they're if
12 and
they
a
and
half.
they haven't really like had that game, so they should. This is it. It's on a silver platter for you. Like
Uh,
here's your get back game.
right,
Get your shit together. Get your offense running and everything.
Eagles haven't played
right.
a shitty team in a while.
Yeah. So I
Like
think
it's
they're
been. I feel like
gonna.
it's been a while
Yeah.
since they actually played a shitty team.
I mean, would be
For,
the Giants.
it'd be the
Would be the
Giants
last one.
probably, right?
Yeah. Well,
The
the
second time.
Cowboys, but
Well, I don't know. Are you sure? Because
The
they beat
second
you,
the second Giants game is when the last time their offense looked good.
right?
You know.
yeah, we barely.
And
I
that was a
mean,
minute
I
ago.
know, you know, yeah, it was. I mean, over a month.
Yeah,
So so I don't know. I mean, 12 points. I'm taking the Eagles because I'm not a
yeah. I
cunt,
mean,
but
what are you doing here?
I'm not a cunt. I'm taking the Eagles. But I'll tell you this: we have the Raiders, the Commodes, the Bills, and then the Commodes. So, like, I mean, things are looking okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hey, dude, we can shit bed on the way, buddy. There's still President's Day mattress sale. We can get that bed shitted up good. We can shit it
Hmm.
up good. We're not above shitting it up. We'll shit it up better than anybody. What we doing here? But I don't know. I'm taking the birds. What about you, Benoit? You zagging with the Raiders?
He
No,
obviously is.
no,
Oh,
I'm
oh,
not.
he's
No,
not.
no, I'm
Okay.
not. Like I said, this is the first. This is Philly's at home. This is the first like
Yeah.
shitty team they've played in like 5 or 6 weeks. I think you're Liam when you said a get right game, and this game's still going on right now. But if they're hanging with the Chargers in LA after a ton of turnovers and a bunch of
Yeah.
mistakes,
Uh-huh.
the Raiders don't have even if the Eagles have 3 turnovers next week, the Raiders don't have the talent to exploit that. So if the Eagles just go
Yeah.
out there and play a solid game, I mean, this could be 40-14 easy. I got to roll with
God
Philly
willing.
here.
God willing. All right. What's next?
Plus,
Next
the
we have
last time I took Philly, the Eagles lost. So, like, I kind of win either way.
Hippie, hippie,
next we
hippie.
have potentially this could be the game of the week. We got a couple really good games, but
Mhm.
Hey
this
man,
one
it's
is going
getting
to
late in
be
the
really
season.
good. We got Detroit Lions at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams are favored by 5.5. Uh, dude, Detroit is like cooking right now. They
Boy.
score the most points in the league, and you're going to give me some. I will take it. I will take the 5.5. Give me the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. I mean, Liam, I couldn't agree with you more. The Rams are playing lights out and they've never been better, but I don't see them winning by two field goals or a touchdown. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think the Lions are going to keep it close. I think it's going to be a dogfight. This is going to be an early playoff test. They're really, I mean, and the Lions need this to stay in playoff contention the way things
Yes.
are going. So it's a must win for the Lions. The Rams are still trying to seal up their division. So yeah, I'm with you here. I'm taking the Lions to maybe not win outright, but definitely cover. Benoit, we shaking? What are we doing, Daddy?
Rams at home.
Love it. Very nice. All right, what's next?
Next, we got Indianapolis Colts at the Seattle Seahawks.
What do we do? I mean, just
Seattle is favored by 13.5, and that is a crazy line.
oh,
But Indy's hopes and dreams just fell
died.
out from under them, dude.
They died.
Yeah,
They died.
they're shopping QBs. What does that tell you? They're
Yeesh.
in
It's
trouble,
week 15,
dude.
and they
Yeah.
don't have a quarterback. They don't even have anyone on the bench. Like,
yeah,
ugh.
they're in trouble right now, dude. So
God.
even though it's 13.5, and Seattle likes to beat up on teams too. So I'll
Well,
take
sure
Seattle
do.
minus the 13.5.
I
They
mean,
will
I'll tell you,
probably
dude,
win by 2 touchdowns
yeah.
at least.
I'll tell you, I mean, God, were we riding high on Vanilla Vic? No one was riding higher on Vanilla Vic than us guys. Nobody.
Yeah.
Right?
It was
Sad day.
sad. It's sad to
We
see it
It's a
happen,
sad
dude.
day on the Working
loved.
Perspectives podcast
Yep.
today.
Oh God, we loved riding
It was
high on them, but it's
exciting to
done.
watch. They had
It's
Jonathan Taylor, looked great, dude.
Ben Carly Ursay over and call it a day. The Seahawks are going to put the final nail in the coffin on the Colts season. Try again next year. Let Vanilla Vic come back at it. Don't run Jonathan Taylor into the ground too much so you can't use him again next year. But you're
That's
done.
that's the
You're
play.
done, Indy.
The
You're
play
done.
is to accept your
I'm
fate.
taking Seattle. What are you doing, Bern? We shaking?
We're shaking. Yeah, we're shaking.
All right. Love it. Good shake. Good shake, boys. Good shake. Bern, any thoughts on the Colts ever living again?
I mean, this season it's just been bad luck after bad luck for them,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I mean,
bad luck for
literally
them
ever
for
since
any long.
Andrew Luck just decided he was going to retire right before the season started, it's been bad luck for them. They trade for Sauce Gardner. He gets hurt immediately. Now he's got a
God,
calf injury, which the calf
Ugh.
injury, if you guys are NBA fans, everybody who tears their Achilles has a calf injury 2 weeks before and then eventually tears the Achilles. So they're like looking at Sauce Gardner being like, calf injury, maybe we just don't even bother.
They sold him a lame duck, huh?
Well, I think he was healthy when he got there, but it's like this calf injury thing is now becoming the precursor to the Achilles tear.
Ooh.
And he played one game for them, sauced it up, and then got hurt. They're snake bitten this year, man. Snake bitten. After their start, everything's been downhill for weeks.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm with you. All right, what's next, Schmigs?
Next, we have another monster score, or another monster spread. You got Tennessee Titans at the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are favored by 12.5. Tennessee just fucking shot their wad last week, dude.
Yeah.
There is no way they're doing that again. They're
No.
still scoring 15.5 points a game. And San Francisco offense can pass the ball. I'll take San Francisco.
Yeah, and the Niners are coming off a bye. They're well rested. They're coming back. This is actually like a great, like, if this was boxing, this is a great tune-up fight for them. You know what I mean? It's a good little tune-up fight to get them right back in divisional play, right? Like, they're just going to come out here. They're going to fucking dog walk the Titans. And then, dude, I mean, they got the Colts, the Bears, and then finishing them with the Seahawks. So they don't have a tough road, like, you know. They got the Titans and they got the beat up Colts, but then they got the Bears, which that'll be a legit, playoff contention game. And then they finish with the Seahawks, which will be that'll be a battle for the division.
That'll be their
maybe
destiny,
the final playoff spot. You know what I mean? So this is a great tune-up fight for them, but they're just gonna fucking just pound the bejesus out of the Titans. Burn your thoughts.
Yeah, they got a really good coach who sat on the couch this week and watched both LA and Seattle dominate. They know what they have to do. It's very clear what they have to do. There is even though they're a 9-4 team, they have very little margin for fucking around. And that means coming out and hammering the Tennessee Titans.
Big time.
Who are probably still drinking champagne on, Bleecker Street right now.
Yeah.
Can I say that this beating that the Niners are going to give the Titans, it ain't going to be Purdy.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Yeah. I did it. Liam, what's next?
You done did it.
Next is another potential game of the week. You got Green Bay Packers at the Denver Broncos.
Buddy.
Green Bay is favored by 2.5 on the road.
In Denver?
In Denver.
Yeah.
This surprised me.
They
This
don't think
surprised me.
Denver's for real. That's some bullshit. What are you
That
going with
is some
Schmiggs?
bullshit
I had the
because
Broncos minus 2.5 in this game.
I would have
Denver's
said that.
defense is still awesome. Denver
So
is
awesome.
6-0 at home this year.
Oh,
And
sexy,
I
sexy.
think that trend continues. I will take Denver with
I
the
agree.
points.
The Green Bay's been on the pogo stick all fucking year. They're coming off a big divisional win against the Bears. I see this as the Denver defense is just gonna torch Love. He's not gonna have his safety blanket with the big milk boy. Like this is just gonna be Denver all day. Bern, what are you thinking?
Yeah, you guys think I'm like Johnny Zag, but I do guess all these lines before I actually
Oh,
see them.
wow.
And I had Broncos minus 2.5 in this game. So I'm sticking with that. Like I think
Yeah,
if these two teams are fairly even, then the Broncos get the home nod. I don't know why the getting
could not
points.
agree more.
Also,
Could not
getting
agree more.
points in one of the toughest places to play for visiting. There's a reason why Denver's 6-0 at home because it sucks to play at Mile High.
Sucks.
It sucks to play in Green Bay too, but for different
True.
reasons. And you
Right.
know what? If this
At
game
least
was
you can
happening,
breathe.
if this game was happening in Green Bay, then I think Green Bay's a 2.5 point favorite.
I would agree.
But catching points at home, we're shaking on Denver here for sure.
That's some bulletin board material there for Sean Payton in Denver. Love it. What's next, Schmigs?
All right, next we got Carolina at New Orleans. Carolina is favored by 2.5.
That's it? Well,
That's it. Hold on. That kind of seems.
That seems wild.
That does not seem right. That's what it's at. I don't understand it. Give me Carolina because all they have to do is cover a field goal. That sounds fucking insane to me. So
I'll tell you, Carolina is going to be battling with the Bucks for this. They're just going to battle the way out. They play each other twice, so the Panthers are going to beat the Saints, but then they play the Bucks, then they play the Seahawks, and then they play the Bucks. So they're looking at potential. They could win 3 out of the last 4.
it's like a must-win game for them. And I don't understand this spread at all.
I agree. I mean, it's in New Orleans, but it's not like these are evenly matched teams. The Panthers are clearly like the superior team. I would give them the nod, but whatever. I'm taking the Panthers as well. Bernie, you gonna zag or what are you doing?
When something like this makes no sense, right? And Las Vegas is begging you to take Carolina. They are begging you. They are
putting your nuts on the chin.
Dog daring. We just sat here and said we can see absolutely no reason why this spread is 2.5 points. Give me the Saints. Something's fishy here. This is fishy. This is the fishiest line of the week.
Fishy in New Orleans?
It's so fishy. They're
you
begging
think it's fishy down in New Orleans right now?
How much does 2.5 look like free money to you? Looks like free money, right?
Yeah.
Is that what Vegas does?
Wow. Yeah, Vegas does like to do that shit.
They don't give away free money. They don't give away free money.
Books.
It's too weird.
I'm still taking it though. I'm still putting real money on that.
I will take New Orleans here. I'm staying away from that game. This line stinks. It stinks.
It's
the fucking wharf at low tide. This stinks.
Give me
New Orleans.
Vampire.
Something's weird here.
Jackson. God damn, it's fishy down there. Call Katrina. It's a day. It's a day, Daddy. Love it. All right, Bern. Honestly, you almost swayed me, but I'm not a cunt. So, Liam, what's next?
Next, we got the Sunday night game. Minnesota Vikings at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is favored by 6. Minnesota just went nuts last week, but Dallas is not Washington, dude. They are not the Commanders. They still have something to fight for.
Do you guys want me to go first here? Because I've been wrong on every single Minnesota pick. So if you want me to go first, you can just fade what I say, and you'll probably get the win.
Go ahead, Bern. But it doesn't matter what you say. I'm taking the Vikings, and Liam might expect you to do the same. Liam, expect you to do the same, Liam.
I am not doing the same.
I'd expect you to do the same, Liam.
Nor am I.
Sorry.
Give me the Cowboys.
Sorry, Labonte. I'm taking the Cowboys here. -6.
Wow. Okay.
Good news for you, Matt.
First, you're fucking Liam Commodes all of a sudden. You're fucking the Commode man. Now you're sticking with the Cowgirls? Where's your morals? Where's your
looks
morals?
like.
Wow. When you think you know a guy.
I don't like it.
Know a guy.
I don't like it, but Minnesota is.
You don't have to like. Hey, sometimes you fucking eat the L, baby. Take that L and you eat it up. But I'd much rather lose.
You guys are catching up. I gotta
take the fucking Cowboys. God, you know what? I hope it comes to kick you in the dick. What's the spread on this?
6.
6. It's kicking you right in your fucking taint, Daddy. Hope you don't like to push.
I hope it's a push. I hope Dallas wins just by 6 points, and then none.
By the way, this is the only non-hook spread of the entire week so far.
Liam, I just hope you know we have it recorded that you said you hope Dallas wins. You just said that.
Oh yeah, if I took
on the record for everyone to hear for eternity on the internet. Yeah, well, you're not gonna be able to push when you shit when the Vikings kick you in the taint and you got a hit pointer. So there you go. What's next?
That might be true. Last game, we got the Monday night game.
Only pushable game on the schedule right now. It's the only game we've done so far that doesn't.
Well, every fucking spread's ugly this time of year, right?
You know what? But that's because FanDuel. I was going to talk about this. FanDuel, they're fucking real greasy, dude. Because I come from a time where you could bet through the bookie, and now I fucking miss the bookie because they didn't do this shit to you. You know what I mean? They didn't do this. Oh, here's alternate spreads and they're all 0.5. This bullshit where you can't get. They make it so that you can't push those fuckers, dude.
They're the fucking hit pointers.
I miss real bookies.
When I started gambling, it was the spreads were 3. Like there'd be hooks here and there, but they were 3.
Yeah.
Liam, what was your bookie's nickname? What'd you call your bookie back in the day? I don't want to put anybody's name out there.
I can't because it will say who it was. Yeah. Right. And it's like somebody like known. And like I can't do it. I can't. Sorry.
Mine was a guy.
I can't off air. I'll tell you off air.
Mine was a guy named Bananas.
Bananas. That's a good name.
Bananas was my bookie when I started gambling in 2003 or whatever.
Mine had a name. It was Relative.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah. All right. What's next? Sunday nighter. What do we got?
No, the Monday nighter. That was the Sunday nighter.
You're right.
Minnesota Dallas.
That's the first thing you've been right about tonight, Liam. Just
damn.
Fucking commodes.
Getting chippy again. All right. The Monday night game is.
Oh, this game's.
Hold on to your seats. You got Miami at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's favored by 3.5. This game, I can tell you right now, this game's gonna suck, dude. This game is not going to be fun to watch.
You're right.
This game is not going to be worth staying up for.
But they know what they're doing. They're going to give us a shit game in week 15 on Monday night because they know we're going to gamble on it because there's nothing else on. And we're going to be licking our wounds from the weekend of all these 12, 11, 10, 13 and a half. Anybody who's in the tease market is going to lose their goddamn shirts. And like they know they're gonna get action on this absolute trash game because it's Monday night. Sorry,
the last couple Monday night. I mean, next week the Monday nights, the Niners at the Colts. Then after that, it's the Rams at the Falcons, and then the final Monday night game of the year is the Jets at the Bills.
Why?
Fucking gay.
Well, they're probably doing all division games last game. All right. Anyway, Miami at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's favored by 3.5. Listen, I know Miami just looked good, but that was against the Jets. And as much as I hate Pittsburgh is not the Jets, dude. I think Pittsburgh is going to actually win that division, and one of these wins, and they're going to beat Miami, and that's going to be one of the wins they need. So give me Pittsburgh minus 3.5.
I don't know. I like riding the run. I think the Dolphins are going to win. I really do. I don't think
it wouldn't surprise me because Pittsburgh is impossible to gamble on.
They're the worst, dude. They're the worst. It's in Pittsburgh, but I would say give me the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins in this. I mean, McDaniels, dude. I mean, he's won.
This game's going to be 10-6, bro. This game's going to be 10-6.
10-6. Dolphins win. That's it. I don't know. I just think McDaniels has found a formula. Don't let Tua ruin the game for you, and that's it. Yeah,
but now they lost their
well, dude,
goal
A Chain.
his.
But I mean, yeah, A Chain. But the other guy stepped up, Devin, whatever his name is. He had a
Yeah.
great game.
Right.
So they were able to stick to the same game plan. You know what I mean? And I know it's the Jets, but still, they ran the ball. It was Jalen Wright. He had 24 carries for 107
Yeah, I know,
yards.
dude. Trust me, I know. Picking this game, no matter what I pick, I'm going to regret it. So whatever,
Such is life, Daddy. Hey, talk about getting married, pal. I mean, he is no
4
A-Chain.
interceptions, 5 fumbles tonight for the goddamn Eagles. What the fuck?
You said it right there, Daddy. You said it right there. All right, good. What else do we got? Anything else?
That's a wrap, Daddy. That's a
I mean,
wrap.
I'd like to pick the game if I could.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
Nobody
Sorry, bro. I'm
minds.
just getting angry over here.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm sorry.
I'm
Maddie.
blinded by rage right now.
Yeah,
I forgot you're on the screen.
Blinded by
I'm
the
going.
light.
I'm going with the Steelers.
Wrapped up like a douche, another roner in the night. Yeah,
I
speaking of being
I don't see
wrapped
Miami winning. I don't see Miami winning 2 cold weather road games in a row, especially if A-Chain's banged up. Jalen Wright did a fine job, but like Liam said, the Steelers aren't the Jets. Tomlin angles and finagles himself into a 500 season every single year, and if he wants to do that, beating Miami is part of that equation. So I'll take Pittsburgh, guys. I want to say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 triple shakes out of 16 games this week. So get ready to go.
Because it narrows the window for me.
Yeah,
so
I know. I don't like that. But and so what we have, and just a quick update for the listeners, guys. 5:46 left in the fourth quarter of the Chargers-Eagles game. We got a 16-16 tie. So we'll see. So it could the records could be 46, 42, and 42. 46 Liam, 42 me, and 43 Matt at the end of this game.
Damn.
Or it could be 47 Liam, 42 me, 43 Matt. Or if the Chargers pull it off, it'll be 46 Liam, 43 me, 42 Matt. So we're striking distance nothing's done yet.
That's fine. Saquon's going to break one again. It's going to be fine. Watch.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great, Liam. Speaking of being great, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Bern Podcasy, and that's Liam Reese. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms on YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. And also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. And on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe and keep bringing you that sweet, sweet content. Thanks so much for listening. What?
I just want a triple dog dare somebody to come be a guest on the show. Come on, guys. Yeah. It's really fun over here. It's really fun.
Come be a guest on the show. Guests again, I can start booking guests again.
I want somebody who's like, I want to be a guest on that show. And I'm going to do the easiest thing in the world and email this person and say, I'd like to be a guest on the show. That's all it takes, guys. Okay?
I mean, buddy.
That's all it takes.
We get emails for guests. Do you want me to book one?
Well, no, your discretion is your discretion. I mean, I want someone who's going to come bring the funk, bring the flavor,
I mean, we'll call Terry. We'll get all the funk we can get.
Ooh, Cactus Jack? Cactus Jack in the flesh.
That would be so cool.
All right. This is the show. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Bern Podcasy. That's Liam Reese. Play it now. Dig you later. Thanks. See ya.